Alrighty, welcome back to Beers with Boydo. So, it's Friday afternoon and I've got two Australian lagers with me. How good's this? Friday afternoon, a cold Aussie lager, nothing better. Now, I've got with me two Western Australian beers. I've got Swan Draught and I've got Emu Export. So, we'll just hold up the cans first of all so you can get an idea of what I'm going to be drinking today. I think that's focusing in. Right, so two Western Australian beers. I've never had Swan Draught. I've had Emu Export. I think I've had two cans. So first of all, Swill and Grog, shout out to Swill and Grog. He sent me the Swan Draught. He went over to Western Australia for work because it's very hard to get here in New South Wales on the east coast of Australia. I've never seen Swan Draught sold anywhere over this side of the country. So Swill and Grog was kind enough to send me that. I did a video of all the other beer he sent me, maybe, I think last week or the week before, so check that one out. Jeez, he sent me some good beers. I haven't tucked into any of them yet because I haven't tried pretty much all of them, and you only get to try something for the first time once, and it's just, yeah, I haven't had the right moment. Today's the day for the Swan Draught though. And Kier from Booze Review, he gave me the Emu Export when I was up at Byron Bay on the weekend. We caught up for a beer at the Stone and Wood Brewery, and he was kind enough to give me an Emu Export. I have seen this, I think, in a bottle shop in Sydney just recently, but I didn't pick up a six-pack because just had too many other things I was getting. But I have had it maybe 6 months ago. I was up at Port Stephens and I saw a six-pack in the bottle shop there. But I can really only remember drinking 2 cans of it. I actually went to film a review down by the beach at Coogee, but I can't remember why I didn't post that review. I think maybe the lighting or something was just wrong with the video. Anyway, so I have had 1 or 2 cans, but then I thought I would have bought a 6-pack, so I just can't remember finishing the 6-pack, but I must have. Anyway, I've had Emu Export. I haven't had the Swan Draught, so 2 big-time Western Australian beers. Well, I believe they're big-time Western Australian beers. I thought we'd put them up together, see which one I like the best. All right, let's crack on and open them. But just quickly here, 4.4% in alcohol for the Swan Draught. The Emu Export, 4.2% in alcohol. Now, I'm just seeing here for the Emu Export, beer brewed and canned outside of Western Australia. So it's a Western Australian beer, but we don't. It's saying it's not even brewed in Western Australia. Interesting. Under license from Swan Brewing Company, so they must be under the Swan umbrella. But then Swan, under license from the Swan Brewery Company, part of the Lion Group. So Lion must own them both. And this one, beer brewed and canned around Australia. Around Australia. So it might not even be brewed in Western Australia. So we've got two Western Australian beers and they're not even brewed in Western Australia. Anyway, I love Australian macro lagers. It's what I first started drinking. I've got a soft spot for them. I remember I enjoyed the Emu Export. Cannot wait to try the Swan Draught. So let's crack them out. All right. I've been to Western Australia. I went to Perth for like 5 nights. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. I don't remember. I can't remember what I drank over there. I don't think I got either of these. I wasn't that far into my beer journey then. With now everywhere I go, I just want to get the local stuff and try everything. I think back then I would have just stuck to what I know. Okay. So, Swan Draught, Emu Export. Yes, I'm a big fan of Australian macro lagers. I was having a Carlton Draft longneck last night. I had a Crown Lager. Yeah, I love them all off tap. VB, Carlton Draft, 4X, Reshes. Yeah, got a big soft spot for Australian macro lagers. To me, they're like the real true flavour of beer. And that's probably why, because that's what I first started drinking. So I'm already getting these Australian macro lager aromas, which is good. So let's have a little look. I'm going to say they look identical. What do you think there? Got the Aussie schooner glasses, by the way. So this is how they would be served in a pub in Australia. Yeah, look, they just look the same. Carbonation looks pretty much identical. If anything, the Emu Export has a bit more carbonation going on, and the bubbles seem a touch smaller. So, all right, let's get on with it. Yep, typical macro lager aroma. Like a touch of sweet malt, but more of that earthy malty aroma. Beautiful. That's what beer smells like. Getting less of an aroma from the Emu. Very similar in aroma. This one has a bit more of a touch of a tinnier aroma. This one's got a touch more of a sweet malt aroma. You can tell they're both macro Aussie lagers just by the aroma. Using the Pride of Ringwood hops, which is an Australian hop used in most macro lagers. To be honest, I really only know that from watching other beer reviewers, all the other Aussie beer reviewers talking about it. I don't know much in the way of hops. Trying to learn, just when I went to the Stone and Wood brewery tour on the weekend up in Byron Bay, we got to smell the Galaxy hops. That was the first time I've smelled hops, and yeah, that just blew my mind, smelling the hops and then trying the beer. I'd love to get some Pride of Ringwood hop pellets and smell them, and then drink one of these beers, because get the full experience. Anyway, let's just get stuck into it. Cheers, it's Friday afternoon, first beer of the day. Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. A nice medium amount of bitterness. I love that. And then a real subtle, sweet, grainy malt flavour. Just with that nice, subtle earthiness from the Pride of Ringwood hops. But really clean and refreshing. Beautiful. Not as rough as some Australian macro lagers. And don't get me wrong, I do like the rough ones as well. All right, the Emu. Cheers. This one tastes a bit rougher. Yeah, a bit like the aroma. It's just got a bit of this like tinny aftertaste. Yeah, you are getting like a subtle, earthy, malty flavour, but it's just got a bit of a tinny aftertaste. Look, I'd still drink it on a hot day in Western Australia. You're not going to argue with that, not at all. But comparing it to the Swan, yeah, that's just like a step up in classiness, really. Kind of reminding me of when I did Carlton Draught and Melbourne Bitter. Yeah, Carlton Draught, to me, beautiful, nice, bready, malty flavours, very defined. And then the Melbourne Bitter was just rougher. So it's kind of reminding me of that. I think I was expecting that, to be honest. From what I've heard, Swan Draught is better. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're from Western Australia, which one is more popular and which one is better. This is kind of reminding me of the West End Draught. I went down to Adelaide last year and I was drinking a fair bit of the... Well, when I say a fair bit, I was there for 3 nights. I had one night drinking the West End Draught. I was enjoying it, but I was like, this wouldn't be my go-to beer if I lived down in Adelaide. I think that's the same with the Emu Export here. I'm like, drinkable, nice, but if I lived in Western Australia, I don't think this would be my go-to. I definitely think it'd be the Swan Draught. Yeah, just more defined in flavour. And instead of a tinniness, it's got this like nice, subtle sweetness to it. Very subtle though. Like I wouldn't call it a sweet beer. Just very subtle, easy drinking. Well, not much else to say about these two, as I don't know much about them, unfortunately. Next time I go to Western Australia, I'll definitely be getting them in long necks, because I think Australian macro lagers taste the best out of long necks. Would love to have it on tap at pubs. Both of them would be amazing. So yeah, can't wait to get over to Western Australia. I've got no plans yet, but when I do, first thing I'm doing, I'm getting a schooner of both of these off tap, and then I'm getting some long necks to get the real full experience. Beer out of can, it's good enough, but yeah, would love to have it over there. All right, anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. See you next time.